Hey guys, Mix here, and in today's video we're going to be getting stuff done with our RM125 build series. We are going to be putting the top end on the engine, along with a couple remaining parts to put onto the engine as well. And then we're going to be mounting it in the bike, hooking up the wiring and everything like that. And maybe we're going to be trying to start in this video. I'm not completely sure yet. I think I might need to go through the carburetor, so I don't know if we're going to be trying to start in this video, but next video, if everything goes well today, should most likely be trying to start it. So it's going to be awesome seeing the frame with the engine in it, just because it's been so long. It should be a cool sight to see. We have all of our parts that we're going to be using today. The brand new bicycle piston, our cylinder. I also got new bolts for the studs on the engine, just because they look way better. And I did put the side cover on after going through everything and making sure everything's good. I still need to put on the water pump cover, which is right there. But the clutch arm and everything's all hooked up. It feels really good. Then I also need to put in a new stud, because this one totally got destroyed, if you guys remember when that nut was stuck on it. But I have a new one, so we're going to be putting that on. So what I'm just going to do quickly first is put on the water pump cover. I just got to take off the old gasket, because we have the full gasket set with us. So I think this is the gasket right here. Yep, there we go. So take off this old one, nice and simple. Alright, so that came off pretty good. Slap the new one on, just like that. So now let's bolt it down. The water pump cover is on, and I know that some of you guys were telling me to clean down the engine, and I am. I just want to get it on the top end, just because I don't want any dirt or anything that's on this, because it is really just covered in some of these crevices. To just, get up and just get down in there, because if it does, then that would honestly just suck. So I just want to get on the top end, and then I'm just gonna wipe everything down with a Scotch-Brite pad and maybe some engine degreaser. We'll just see how the pad does. But now let's get into the exciting stuff and start putting on this top end. So first, we need to get on that new stud. Here is the old one. As you can see, that's shot. So there's no saving that one. But here is the nice new one. I don't have one of those special, sockets that are made for studs that tighten it on. So what I'm probably gonna do is just hand tighten it in for the first part, and then get like two of the nuts and screw one down on the lower part, and then try and get one up on top, and then take two wrenches and tighten it using those two nuts. I just started to tighten this on, and I just realized since there's a space that the bolt's gonna have to stop and it'll tighten. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably just gonna use an older nut, so just in case if it strips or anything, it won't be a big deal. Take the old one, tighten it on all the way, and then probably just take the ratchet and tighten it all the way down until it matches the others. So we have a little bit of a change of plans. The bolt that I was using actually got kind of stuck on the stud, but luckily, since it has that clear spot in the middle of the stud, I was able to take it back out of the engine and put needle nose vice grips on it and not have to worry about messing up the threads or anything. So now I'm just gonna take this wrench and finish taking it off. Okay, there we go. What I think I'm actually gonna do is, I don't know if this is the right way, but it'll probably work, is when putting on the cylinder, I'm just gonna put this on through the hole that it goes through with the nut, and then once the nut is tightened down, it'll go with, the stud will move with the nut, and it should tighten down and be good to go. So slide that in there. There we go. So now that we have the gasket on, it's time to put on the piston. So we got this nice bicycle piston. Looks mint. So it's always a good idea to throw a clean rag right below the connecting rod, because the little C-clip that you put in the piston likes to fly out sometimes, so you do not want that falling down into the crank. So first I'm just going to throw in the bearing, and now I just need to slide the wrist pin into the piston just a little bit of the way, but I'm going to oil this up first, because that's what you should do. So I'll just dip this in some oil. Oil it up, and now what I'm going to do is just slide it in just partly. You don't want to slide it all the way through, So just before it enters this little space, so I'm just gonna rub some oil on the sides here. And then you wanna make sure that your piston ring is lined up with the little pin so it doesn't spin around in the cylinder. So you want your arrow, that usually points towards the exhaust, which is on this side obviously. So I'm just gonna take our connecting rod, make sure that bearing doesn't fall out. Alright, so we are through. Sometimes you need to hit it with the hammer on the other side, just a little bit, but this one slid right through. Put on the C-clip on the other side, and then slide the cylinder on. The top end rebuilds are always like really easy, but the hardest part always is trying to get in this little C-clip. Sometimes you get lucky and get it like first or second try, and then sometimes you don't get lucky and it flies somewhere and you totally lost it. So I gotta make sure I'm on top of this, make sure everything's covered up down here, and gotta keep my hands steady. So the C-clip is in. Took a lot of maneuvering, but I got it. Now it is time for the cylinder. Just gonna make sure the piston ring is between the pin, which it's not. So gotta find that quick. Good thing I checked. I'm also just gonna rub a little bit of oil in the cylinder so it slides on nicely. All right, that's good. Alrighty, here we go. Oh man, it's been a while since I've seen it like this. Now I'm just gonna put on the bolts, and what I find kind of weird is that the original bolts had washers on them, even though that the original ones, you know, just like this one, had like a built-in washer. I'm just gonna put them on anyway. I just find it kind of weird, but I'll just put them on. Now I'm gonna tighten down in a crisscross pattern, and then try and get on the stud in there. Four nuts are on. This one went on very nicely and it is nice and tight, so that is awesome. So now what's left to do with the top end is just put on the side cover and the head, and that is it. Then the whole top end is done. Then what I'm going to do is just throw on the reeds quick, and then into the bike it goes. So the head is on, and now it is just time for the reeds. Then after that, it is time. It's gonna start getting real. It's going into the dirt bike. So we got our nice V-Force 3 reeds. So slap them on quick. So these should definitely give the engine a lot of power. V-Force is usually a really good brand. So let's install them quick so we can finally put this thing back onto the dirt bike. And also, before I continue, I think I'm actually gonna do something a little different. I'm not gonna clean the engine. Well, I will, but I won't be showing it on camera because I want it to be kind of a surprise, like once the whole dirt bike is together. So you guys are gonna be here. I mean, you guys have been here every step of the way, but I want to keep it a surprise for the end, like when I show the plastics and, you know, the whole new color scheme and everything like that. And plus I want to clean up the engine, you know, just take time and totally just polish it up, get it looking as nice as possible. But you guys have been here for the whole journey, and I kind of want to make it exciting at the end, so you guys can be like, maybe just be curious on what colors it's gonna be. But you guys are gonna see hopefully the first start. If it does run, I'm gonna stay positive and say that it will run, but I just want to keep it as a surprise just for the final ending, just putting on plastics basically. But so you guys won't be missing out much, and it should be pretty exciting at the end. But anyway, let's put on these reeds. And there we have it, the final piece to the puzzle, besides the kickstart and the shifter, but those are nice and easy. And I'm not going to put those on yet, just so we have a little bit more space and nothing really popping out when we're putting it into the RM. But now, let's move over to the dirt bike and start mounting this engine up. So what I'm going to do before we mount up the engine is just grease up this swing arm axle / engine mount, just so it slides in nicely and everything. So we got the grease, because it is extremely dry right now. There's like no oil or anything on it, so definitely needs to be greased up. Looks much better. Alright guys, here we go. I might need to remove the master cylinder. Oh, maybe not. Now the engine might not slide in perfectly because of the powder coat. I just don't want to scratch anything. And there we have it. The engine is finally in. Everything's all tightened down and ready to go. Engine's nice and stiff, so that is awesome. I'm not going to put it on the car because I need to go through it. It might need a rebuild. I'm not sure. I might be able to save it. What I am going to do now quickly is throw on the kickstart. The sun is setting, so I don't have a lot of daylight left. But I'm just glad that we got the engine in today. While we still have light, I'm going to try and hook up the electrical. So let's hurry up before we lose daylight. The kickstart is on. So I already hooked up pretty much most of the wiring, the kill switch coil. Now I just need to get the CDI box and hook up the wires from the engine to everything else. And I need to find a place to mount the CDI box because I had the old one, but it was like a bad one, and mounted up here like any normal dirt bike. But the new one, the wires are much shorter, and it only reaches to like here to there. So that's how short of a difference it is, but it does work, as you guys know, when this thing was running, but it was running terrible. So I was thinking maybe above here or something, but I don't want the coolant hoses to be in the way, so I might just leave it dangling just for now until we hook up all the plumbing and everything for the radiators, and then see how the hoses go, and then maybe we can mount it somewhere under the gas tank. So all the wires are hooked up. It's kind of a big mess right now, but once I start, dealing with the cosmetics and everything, I'm just gonna zip tie them up against the frame to make it all nice and neat. It is actually the next day from when I last recorded. I just packed up last night because it started to get really dark out, and I just had to get everything inside. But I'm super happy that the engine is in the frame. I started putting on the clutch cable and everything, but I just gotta fix a little bit with the clearances between the cable and the actual arm. But we'll do that with another video because this video needs to get up. So I'm going to be ending it here, but honestly, I'm super excited. I know I said it so many times, but I just hope that this thing runs after all these months and everything of just rebuilding this thing. And honestly, I'm nervous but excited. I don't know. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for 11,000 subscribers. We just hit it this morning, so that is insane. We're on the road to 20K. That was my goal for the end of 2018, as you guys know. So at this rate, I'm thinking that we're gonna hit it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, tell your friends about the channel.